WrestleMania plans have been rejected by the company. Also, we're going to talk about a faction moving from Raw to SmackDown, a very surprising name in WWE set to debut in Pro Wrestling Noah, and a show being canceled. A lot of stuff in this one. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Ango Show. All right, guys, so I really want to just kick things off with a quick update. I don't want to spend too much time on this, but Tribute to the Troops is done for with the WWE, at least according to Dave Meltzer. That's what he's saying. Honestly, it kind of makes sense. We haven't seen WWE advertise it, promote it, list any sort of event for it. WWE has obviously done this quietly. Now, obviously, with Dave Meltzer's stories, we got to take things with a grain of salt, especially when he is talking about WWE-related stuff. But this is one of those things where it honestly does make sense. This is not Vince McMahon's company anymore. Tribute to the Troops was always something that Vince McMahon wanted to do. Obviously, TKO has taken this company in a very different direction, which obviously is okay. It makes a lot of sense. You know, some people are going to like this. Some people are going to hate it. The way I look at it is Tribute to the Troops was just additional content for the WWE. WWE is always trying to do things for press-related reasons. You know, it is what it is. I don't really think it's a bad thing. I don't think it's really a good thing. To me, I never really cared about watching Tribute to the Troops as a show. But obviously, you know, some people obviously think differently. Guys, Pro Wrestling Noah is teasing a major debut, and this is a very interesting story because this whole thing here, it really what it comes down to, just so you guys are aware, they kind of teased something. They kind of reacted and made a post, and then you know, it all kind of got screwed over. So they actually revealed that Omos was on the roster online, and then they removed him from the roster. So that was kind of like the first thing. Everybody saw that. They're like, hey, wait, why was Omos added to the roster? For some reason, we don't know, but they removed it. They deleted it. And then now we know that they revealed that there was a tag team match, which obviously makes a lot of sense. And there is a vacant spot. So now today, Pro Wrestling Noah had actually confirmed that Omos is coming to Pro Wrestling Noah. Omos has not been used in WWE programming. I don't understand why. I have a lot of great praise for Omos. I think he is a spectacle. I think this guy has shown us enough to be on TV. For whatever reason, they don't put him on TV. That's a weird decision. I don't understand it. But I am happy to see that he is going to Pro Wrestling Noah, because I think, first of all, it's going to be fun for this guy to go out there, get a little bit more experience, but also just to show that WWE's partnerships actually matter, and WWE is willing to send talent out there. Omos is not heavily used on WWE programming, but this is not an NXT talent. This is somebody who's on the main roster going to Pro Wrestling Noah. This is also the same card where Shinsuke Nakamura will be. So for me, I look at this as like a really cool thing. I love to see WWE do things like this. And honestly, I'm just a big fan of Omos. And I know for some reason that's like this weird thing in pro wrestling YouTube when you say that you're a fan of somebody who maybe isn't as popular. But I just think this guy's a really dope guy. I think for the character that he is, and the you know, obviously he's a giant, right? So there is going to be limitations, but I think that's exciting. I don't think he's in an oversaturated spot. So what I'm really hoping for here is that Omos goes to Pro Wrestling Noah, gets a cool couple spots in there. Maybe WWE finally changes their mind and puts him on television. You know, I've seen people leave comments before, oh, thank God you're not a booker, Ango. Well, the reality is we don't have any giants on WWE television. And, you know, you didn't have anybody to replace the Big Show. So Omos is there. Why not utilize him in a big, dominant heel role? I don't know why this isn't being done. I'm not saying he has to be a world champion. I think Omos is like completely fine just being on TV, having great storylines. I think it could be done. I don't think it's that big of a deal. I don't know. I don't understand the criticism for it, but at the end of the day, I would put him on TV. And I think him being on TV could be a really good thing. And I don't know why people treat it like it would be a bad thing. But nonetheless, I always think it's cool when WWE talent could go to Pro Wrestling Noah. There's people that have gone there, they came back and they looked great. So, and I like to see that WWE is doing this on New Year's Eve, right? Like it's a New Year's special. So I like that. I like to see the collaboration for sure. All right, guys, American Made is headed to SmackDown. We'll see, obviously, what happens here. But WrestleVotes on Sportskeeda's Backstage Pass revealed that Chad Gable, Brutus Creed, Julius Creed, and Ivy Nile are expected to move from Raw to SmackDown in 2025. The plan is for American Made to shift over to SmackDown during the new year. Many in the company truly love the group. There is a feeling that WWE could put younger talents on SmackDown, and they feel like it will benefit them in a great way. And then obviously Chad Gable's been positioned incredibly well. So this is something that WWE officials believe can help the group by being on SmackDown. Typically I wouldn't agree with this, but I am actually going to agree with this. I think SmackDown should be more of the showcase show, right? I think Raw is going to have the big names and the big massive storylines, obviously because of Netflix, but I think SmackDown, you could be a little bit more experimental. That is something I want to see. I love American Made. I think eventually they should have a push. I think the Creeds should win the tag titles. This will be great. Let them go out there, shine, get more reps. People will fall in love with this even more, and I like that idea. And also, too, let me just point this out. I think for WWE moving them to SmackDown, you know, it kind of allows them to not have as much pressure as there would be on Netflix. And again, you got to freshen up the storylines and stuff like that. So I'm excited about it. Cool. Love it. Think it's great. That brings us to our final topic. John Cena, Logan Paul. This is going to definitely piss people off. You know, John Cena is doing his full-time run. He's leaving, you know, after 2025. Well, there was a creative pitch for Logan Paul and John Cena in the WWE for Logan Paul to be John Cena's final WrestleMania opponent. WrestleVotes has come out and says, source indicates recent rumors of Logan Paul versus John Cena at WrestleMania have, at the very least, been discussed. However, the idea has been met with some resounding disapproval from several within WWE creative. The general feeling is that this shouldn't be Cena's final WrestleMania match. As of now, it looks like these plans have been rejected by the WWE. Obviously, anything could change at any moment in time with a snap of a finger. But let me just point this out because this is so important. I agree. Logan Paul, John Cena, it could happen in SummerSlam. I don't care. But for John Cena's last WrestleMania match, I 1000% believe it should not be Logan Paul. If you want, run it back with Cena and Randy Orton. I don't care. But Logan Paul and John Cena should not be anywhere near each other for WrestleMania. This is Cena's last WrestleMania. And the reason why I'm bringing this up, there was a moment in time when WWE decided that Kurt Angle's last match would be at WrestleMania with Baron Corbin. And it's nothing against Baron Corbin. I love Baron Corbin, but obviously Kurt Angle was not for that. So just keep that in mind. Like, you don't want to make that same mistake, especially for John Cena. So Logan Paul, John Cena, do the match, do the feud. I don't care. Do it at any pay-per-view you want. Do it in Crown Jewel. Do it at Bad Blood. Do it wherever. It doesn't matter. Don't do it at WrestleMania. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the Ango Show.